Welcome to the channel Human Sense. As per my commitment, I am here once again with my new topic, Redefining Engineering Metrics. So I welcome all the engineering students to watch this short video. As a graduating student, you must have knowledge of 5 important things. Number 1, area of study. Number 2, language. Number 3, society. Number 4, relationships. And number 5, ethics or integrity or character. Now let us take it one by one. Area of study. What do we mean by area of study? Dear students, you have to develop understanding of concepts and skills in your branch, in your subjects. Second, language. You must acquire ability to read, comprehend and express yourself in language, because in future you are going to assess for your communication skills, for your presentation skills and your presentation style. And for this, you must have an ability to read, comprehend and express yourself in language. Third aspect which I told you is the society. Now why I am using this simple term society here? Because it is related to your development with respect to your general awareness, because you have to be updated with respect to the social, economic and political systems where you live. Because whenever you are appearing in a group discussion, it plays a very important role. And during interviews also, you have to have knowledge of your socio-economic background, of your social system, your economic system, and then political background. Now, when we come to the relationship, again it is a simple term. Why are we using this simple term relationship over here? Because this means your relationship with the technology, your relationship with the people in the organization. So whenever any recruiter or the company person is going to hire you, he or she is going to judge you on the basis of your attitude of service. Because once you are judged on the basis of your aptitude, it becomes very important to know that how you are going to adjust yourself with the people around you. So you have to start building your relationship by working on academic, social, research projects, tasks or assignments given to you in harmony with the people. Friends, strengthen your team spirit, time management and leadership quality along with amiability and amicability. So this is very important to have a kind of harmonious relationship with the people all around you. Then comes the last point, the ethics, professional ethics and integrity. Once you enter the organization, be it your academic organization or your career organization or your job, when you talk about your organization wherein you are continuing with your job, then you have to start practicing self-reflection, responsibility, courage, dedication and attitude of service. This is all covered under your professionalism, under your integrity. So these are the 5 areas which are the basics to you, to your career, and then accordingly your future prospects. Now, yes, today in this presentation we are also willing to cover latest hiring trends, placement trends. What is the hiring ecosystem in 2019? So the first important thing that you must remember that marks or college background are soon to disappear. Only the skills are going to prevail. So certifications will trump over degrees. Dear students, start working upon yourself. Start taking certifications, because beyond your regular courses, your regular curricula, you have to be very much aware of certain courses which may be related to artificial intelligence, which may be related to big data analytics, big data, data science or machine learning. So you have to take up few courses. You have to think out of the box, and then accordingly, if you acquire some certifications, then accordingly it would add to your profile, and also you can have some skills within yourself, and then accordingly you can prove that you have the value of skills, and then accordingly the interviewers or the company persons will hire you, will prefer you over the others. Now in the second trend, we can see that automation will increase. Automation is increasing day by day, and artificial intelligence is going to rule. So yes, this is very much predicted that once automation will increase, then certainly manpower demand will decrease. But it is not so, because once role of artificial intelligence, machine learning and robotics will increase, then the manpower will also be engaged over there. The manpower will be required who are having the skills of artificial intelligence, machine learning and robotics. So niche tech roles such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science and robotics, etc. will be on demand. So try to acquire these kinds of skills. Try to know the artificial intelligence. Try to master the robotics and such kinds of courses. Then this is also a general trend, the upcoming trend, that horizontal roles will be emerging with wider job scope. Now, when we talk about the vertical role, then it follows a vertical hierarchy. It means that you will be given a specific role wherein you will be reporting to a senior, and then following this vertical hierarchy, you will have to perform your roles, and accordingly you will be assessed with respect to your job performance. But in the hiring scenario, in upcoming hiring scenario, when we talk about 2019 hiring trend, then horizontal roles are also going to be emerged, and then wider job scope is there, and that is how you can be prepared for that. You'll have to acquire managerial skills. You'll have to develop your communication and presentation skills. Now, another important hiring ecosystem trend would be non-tech jobs are also on the increase. So we will be try to find out that yes, what kinds of non-tech jobs are there. In further discussion, we would be discussing over this scenario. And then data will continue to rule businesses. What does this mean? That the demands of data analysts, data scientists would increase, and therefore these job profiles are in demand, and then accordingly you'll have to be prepared for these kinds of profiles as well. And last but not the least, recruiters will look for emotional quotient while hiring. So the personality assessment test is also accompanied with the normal aptitude test and domain test along with the other tests. But yes, digital hiring such as video interview based selection process, tracking behavior and skills are preferred, and then accordingly your personality is assessed. So the day is very close when you will be judged on the basis of your personality. So there are various companies which conduct personality assessment or behavioral assessments as well. So this is also related to your integrity. This is also related to your behavior and ethics that I told you earlier. Now, amongst these kinds of hiring scenarios, we must be aware of that what kinds of top coding jobs are there and which we should go for. For example, if we consider software application developer, then this is one of the job profiles that is very much prominent. And for that, languages required are JavaScript, then Java, C, C++, Python, etc. Similarly, another job profile which is very much common is computer network architect. Right? So this is one of the coding job profiles. So here also languages required are CCNA, C, C++, etc. Similarly, there is a job profile of web application developer, and here the languages required may be JavaScript, HTML, Python, Ruby, PHP. And when we talk about database administrators, then the languages required may be SQL, Perl, then Unix and Linux commands are also important. And there are two more job profiles. One is software quality assurance engineer, and then another is network system engineer. These are the top coding jobs which you can go for. And in software quality assurance engineer, you may have knowledge of basic concepts of C, C++, and then VB script, SQL, etc. While when we consider network system engineer, then definitely you must have idea of Python, Perl, Ruby, etc. So these are top coding job profiles which you can go for. Similarly, since earlier I was discussing that in the current hiring scenario, non-tech jobs will also be in demand. So what are those non-tech jobs which you can go for? Let us try to understand. Since for business development, there is an area of business development and modeling. So here there may be different job profiles, like a job profile of business analyst, data analyst, business development manager. Similarly, there is another area, a non-tech job profile area, which is also known as network technologies and services. Here, the most common job profiles are system administrator, DevOps engineer, technical support specialist. And another important area, or you can say non-tech job area, is design. You can be hired as web designer, game designer, and graphic designer. Now, team building is another important aspect which every company demands for. So, for team building, there may be different profiles like project manager, HR manager, and so on. And there is another major area which is sales and marketing. So here also non-tech jobs profiles may be offered like digital marketer, sales manager, product manager, PR manager, and so on. And don't forget to go for content writing, because if you are a good technical writer or content developer, you can be offered content writer, the profiles of technical writer, content developer, content manager. So these are high profile non-tech jobs which the companies demand for, and then accordingly they hire for. So you have to be very much prepared for these technical and non-technical profiles. Now let us talk today only the basic steps. What is the roadmap? So in each and every exam, it starts from the aptitude test. Now aptitude test involves verbal ability, quantitative ability, logical reasoning, and also sometimes domain knowledge. So these four areas are to be strengthened by practice, practice, and practice. So you start practicing from today. And then there is another important assessment is for programming language. You have to be very much prepared with respect to your command over the programming language. Even you can choose one or two languages and you can have command over those languages. You can start from the basics and you can go for advanced level learning. And then you can have basic idea of functions and then its application. So the practical aspect should also be considered here along with the theoretical concepts. Then subject basics, when we talk about the domain knowledge, then subject basics are very important. As I told you that you must have a proper idea of area of study which involves your branch and your subject. So subject basics means you can have you can choose some subjects and then accordingly you can master upon those subjects. So whenever any interviewer asks that which is your favorite subject, then you can very intelligently and very confidently express your view that yes, this is my subject and which I am very much confident, and then accordingly confidently you can answer upon those questions which would be asked. Then another important aspect is, or the step is, you can have idea or the knowledge of other important CS subjects basically like DBMS, OS, computer network, Python, etc. And as I told you, personality and behavior assessment is another major aspect. So during these steps, follow this step as well. Try to be prepared for your personality and behavior assessment. So this requires a kind of experience, and for experience you have to start practicing. So it is related to your interaction with the rest of the individuals. So start working upon yourself by involving into group discussions, by sitting with your friends, colleagues, your teachers, and then talking to them, speaking on different topics, and then accordingly strengthening your communication as well as knowledge, which may be related or reflected within your personality. Then lastly, you can be prepared with respect to your performance in group discussion and then interview. There may be two kinds of interview: HR interview and technical interview, right? So when we come to the English comprehension or quantitative ability or logical ability, then I would request all the students to, if there is any practice session or mock test in your college, a series of mock tests would be there in your college, then start practicing. Don't ever miss any of these tests, because this will help you to understand where you actually stand and what are your weak areas on which you should work upon. Then comes computer programming. So you have to sharpen your skills by designing programs for complex problems. Try taking more challenging assignments. Choose a high-level language like C, C++, Java, and try implementing different programs in the chosen language. In other words, practical exposure to programming should be encouraged. Now, if you are from electronics and communication engineering, you must have good understanding of combinational logic, circuit analysis, and design is required to excel. Similarly, if you are in electrical engineering branch, Then in electrical engineering labs, you must learn things practically by exploring and assembling various circuits. Let us come to the mechanical engineering students. So for you, you must apply theoretical concepts in practical environment, go for industrial visits, know how everything works in a core sector, focus on manufacturing science and thermodynamics, which forms the backbone of mechanical engineering. And for manufacturing science, initially concentrate on all the manufacturing and metal cutting processes. Workshops and machinery shops with the appropriate facilities for welding, metal cutting tools, lathes, etc. may also be one of the ways of getting direct hands-on experience. So in mechanical engineering, there is a lot of scope wherein you can work upon yourself, you can have a command over your subjects. And in civil engineering also, you have to be very much updated with the latest technology and innovation taking place in the infrastructural industries along with the theoretical concepts. So today you are being given some important tips which may be related to your aptitude preparation, and then accordingly personality and behavior test as preparation. And then for first year students, this is a very strong message from me, that start studying big data analytics, artificial intelligence, robotics and IoT from the first year, because big data analytics and AI and machine learning and IoT, these are the new age tech roles, and which are in demand, which are to be learned right from the beginning. So right from the first year, you have to start learning, you have to start focusing on these areas. For second and third year, I request all the students that you start taking internships and building your profile. While working on summer training projects and summer internships, always try to acquire skills which are related to latest technologies and trends, and then accordingly you can strengthen upon your theoretical concepts. Then continuous learning is required with respect to the topics like environmental sciences, the Indian constitution, and essence of traditional knowledge must also be acquired. So this is how today I would end up by saying that start working upon yourself starting from the first year. If you are in second year, then you may have a little higher level or advanced level of learning, and you may have different aspects of learning, but yes, there are simple steps which we have shared here. And then accordingly I wish all the students all the very best, so that you can be very much prepared for your strategic preparations, and accordingly you can compete and excel in every walk of life. Thank you very much.